Hi guys, welcome back to Hairdryer Treatment with me, So a massive game tonight in the FA Cup. Obviously Chelsea at Stamford Bridge against Manchester United, and I've got to admit I'm a bit undecided on what I'm really expecting from this game, to be honest, because we've had injuries. Obviously Martial, Lingard are no longer available for this game due to their injuries. We lost to PSG in the weekend. We got totally outclassed. There's no two ways about that. Yes, the referee was poor. You could say that, and injuries did affect the game, but realistically we were outclassed in that game. And I think that game highlighted to us how far behind we actually are. Our strength in our squad is not good enough, which is why I'm really worried for this game tonight. And I know Chelsea have had a few poor results of late as well. They're not playing fantastically well. However, you do fear that they're going to bounce back at some point, and I'm just praying that it's not tonight. In terms of lineup, what am I expecting? So I'm expecting something a little like this. This is the lineup that I've predicted. I'm thinking that we're going to see, obviously, De Gea, the Cat, the Wall in goal, and I'm hoping that is going to say goals not open on Mondays with a shutter tonight. I think we're going to be relying on him a little bit, but yeah, De Gea in goal. Then I'm going to say Luke Shaw at left back as usual. I'm hearing rumours that Phil Jones has not travelled with the squad, and if that is true, then I'm expecting it to be Lindelof and Bailly at centre back. Smalling obviously potentially could sneak in there as well, but I think I'm going with my heart on what I want to see, and I want to see Lindelof and Bailly in there. And then at right back, obviously skipper, well, leader, you could say at the minute, Ashley Young. He got praised for his treatment to Di Maria the other day, but we can't underestimate Chelsea going forward. And he's frail, isn't he, going backwards, Ashley Young. And I'm just hoping that's another big game from him tonight at right back. He is better than Valencia in that position. There's definite about that, but he is definitely weak going back. So yeah, that's my back four anyway. So I'm going with Luke Shaw, Lindelof, Bailly, and like I said, that's what I want to see, but Smalling could definitely creep in there, and then Ashley Young at right back. In terms of the midfield, I'm expecting Ander Herrera and Mathis to be holding. Pretty solid. I think Herrera is very underrated with the work that he gives to the team. I think he's an absolute superb midfielder. He gives us that energy. He's got that bit of bite. Maybe you'll be following Hazard around for the whole 90 minutes. Maybe you won't, but for me, I think he's the kind of player you definitely need in this kind of game. He's very tenacious. He's got the right attitude, and for me, it comes across as a fantastic leader. So no question marks over him being in there today. He's definitely needed. Now the front three, I'll move on to in a minute, because that's where the biggest debate is, obviously due to the injuries to Martial and Lingard. But I think Pogba, he'll obviously cement his place as that free reign attacking midfielder again, hopefully given the licence to roam, and he needs to get involved in the game. I thought against PSG early on he looked bright. He had that little run where he put Kimpembe on the floor, didn't he? But then he kind of vanished, he kind of disappeared, because PSG were very good in the middle, definitely. But I think Pogba needs to take more ownership of the game. He needs to lead by example, and he needs to get the game by the scruff of the neck. He needs to demand that ball, and hopefully we see more of that Paul Pogba tonight. Then my front three. Now this is a tough one. I've put here, I think Rashford will start out on the right, Lukaku through the middle, and Alexis on the left of the front three. Obviously, the likes of Mata could come into that as well. Mata is used often out on the right, but I think that the pace of Rashford and his work rate as well, I think he will get the nod tonight on that right-hand side. Even though I prefer Rashford centrally, I do, but I think he's got more of the work rate for that right-hand side, and he will offer us a bit of width and a bit of an outlet if we play into the channel. So I think Rashford will start out on the right. What I will say is I'll put Lukaku in there. You all know my opinions on Lukaku, but for me he's more effective when he actually pulls out onto that right hand side. If we're on a counter attack and Lukaku pulls into that right hand channel, I think we get more from him in that aspect, because to be honest, in all fairness, he can cross a ball in, and I wouldn't like him running at me, to be honest. If he used his full potential and his full speed, if he was running at me, I would absolutely crap my pants. So I wouldn't like him running at me. So I think this formation is what I'm expecting to see, but realistically I would love to see more. If Lukaku was going to play, I would love him to be more out on that right hand side. That's where I would rather see him, but I've got a feeling that Rashford's going to be pushed out onto there for now. Obviously we all hope that there's going to be a bit of youth involved, but especially in a game of this magnitude, I think he will go with the reliable players, the players that he knows more about. I don't think he'll take too many risks, Solskjaer, and I think these will be the players. And Sanchez has already compared him to Ketchup, which is a bit of a compliment, to be honest, because I like Ketchup. But I think it's a weird one with Alexis. Solskjaer's comments have been really weird. I kind of feel like Solskjaer's on the same page as us, where he knows that he's got potential, but he seems to have lost that yard of pace. He's not the same player that we've seen in the past. and I fear the worst for his future at United. I'm hoping that sometime it's going to click and he's going to all of a sudden find his feet again, but I just can't see that happening. But hopefully tonight is the night. I think he'll be given a chance again on the left, and I'm hoping that we're not going to see the usual Sanchez cutting in and trying that little dink over the top. I want to see a Sanchez who's direct and runs at players, and yeah, so I'm hoping at some point he's going to click back into the form that we did once see at Arsenal. So there you have it, guys. That's my predicted lineup for the game. Like I say, Smalling could creep into that definitely. I'm going off the rumours that Phil Jones isn't in the squad. If he's in the squad, then he will start, but I'm going off those rumours. And like I say, I think Lukaku will start centrally, even though I'm hoping that I want him to pull out to the right hand side. I just don't think you can rely on him defensively as Rashford you can. He has got that work ethic, as we all know. Lukaku comes on a sub in added time and he acts like he's ran for 90 minutes. We can't rely on him to do that. So he's not going to play on the right hand side, but that's where for me he's more effective with your counter attacking. What kind of game am I expecting tonight? I'm expecting quite a cagey game. Both teams, yes, we had a bad result against PSG. I wouldn't say we're playing badly. I wouldn't say that we're not in form, because we were just outclassed the other night, and obviously injuries affected that. But realistically, Chelsea are there for the taking for us tonight, and look, we haven't got as much pace in our team, but we should have the momentum with us, so we should still be feeling very, very confident. And I'm hoping Solskjaer is going to instill that confidence into the players for tonight, because Chelsea are on the ropes. They really are. A lot of fans turning on SARRI, saying that he's not the right guy. A lot of fans turning on, obviously, Abramovich as well after that City defeat. Absolutely shocking, very embarrassing result for the club. But like I've already said, that they're going to bounce back at some point. They haven't got poor players, they've got top quality players, and at some point they're going to bounce back, and I'm just hoping that we don't experience that bounce back tonight. I'm hoping that our momentum carries us through. Injuries hopefully won't be too much of an issue tonight, because I think tonight really wasn't a game about pace anyway. I think against Chelsea it's always a very tactical, a very cagey game where football, a lot of playing to feet, little 1-2s, that's why we'll get round them tonight, and I'm expecting us to keep the ball and take our chances when they come. That's what it is. We need to be clinical. This is where we will rely on Lukaku. Hopefully he can get his shooting boots back on, and he hasn't got his Timberland boots on, because he can finish a ball. He proved that at Everton, he proved that in his first season at United, but he needs to do more off the ball for me. He needs to offer more for the team, and when that ball is coming up to him, tonight is the kind of game where he needs to keep hold of it and help out the defence, because at times they've got the likes of Hazard, Higuain, who I actually do really rate as a player. We will be against the ropes at times, and it's about us making the most of our chances, keeping the ball when we've got it and looking after it. And yeah, like I say, I'm struggling what to call on this game. I think it's going to be really cagey, a really tactical game, but I'm hoping we've got enough to see it through. Right, you've heard my opinions from a United fan. It's only right I get a Chelsea fan on. So let's have a look, shall we? Let's see what the Chelsea fans are expecting for this game tonight.
Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Hairdryer Trimming. I'm Lou from 100% Chelsea. I'm a Chelsea fan. I hope the name of the channel gave it away, if not I. And I'd like to thank Sophie for letting me come on. She's asked to give you a opposition preview of Chelsea in the upcoming tie in the FA Cup. And I'm going to come out and say it straight away, this is your tie to lose. No matter if you've not got Lingard, no matter if you haven't got Martial, so they've been very pivotal for your system over the past few games with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But we are, as a club, I think we're kind of suffering the effects of a transitional period. We're going from very robust, efficient defensive football, I guess you can say efficient most of the time, to a much more aggressive, pressing, possession-based style of football with Maurizio Sarri, and we are kind of seeing the consequences of that. Obviously, we beat Malmo in the Europa League 2-1, which is great. Don't get me wrong. It's a rubbish competition. You want to get out of it as quickly as you can, and I think we'll be in it next year. But c'est la vie at the moment. We aren't one of the top four in my opinion. But you know, we obviously lost 6-0 to Manchester City last weekend, and we're kind of wanting to come back from that, and we really need to try and bounce back. But personally, I feel that as a club right now, we aren't quite there yet. We're missing a few players for Sarri's system, and at the same time, because of that lack of personnel, he's almost picking the wrong players as well. I know. Hear me out on that. I'll explain it here. Basically, he's very stubborn. That's one thing I like to say about Sarri. And through that, he's picking players like Marcos Alonso, which I understand you might have Juan Mata playing on the right hand side, so it's going to be a case of who's the slowest. But at the same time, he shouldn't have any trouble getting past Marcos Alonso. based on the fact he didn't travel to Malmo on Thursday. He'll probably be playing for us against you guys in the Cup. But yeah, it's not looking great from our end. I think, you know, we are, like I said, when it comes off, it looks great. But a lot of the time it's not coming off. And the most important thing in football is to get the results. And for me, you know, you guys getting the results, you're looking good. Despite that loss to PSG in the Champions League, you know, you guys in the Premier League and in other competitions have looked pretty sound, looked solid. And I know listen, I know a lot of Man United fans are just as pessimistic about you guys as I am about Chelsea. I know you're saying, you know, it's going to be Sanchez and Lukaku up front and it's a load of shite and blah, blah, blah. Look, at the end of the day, it's not great from our end. Like I said, we're trying to adapt to a completely new system. And I think Solskjaer has the tools and obviously the mentality to play, having played for Manchester United. He understands the way that you guys like to operate, and it's kind of worked out really well with your side. You've seen obviously Pogba performing really well after what was quite a lacklustre start, if I say so myself, in the league. Obviously Lingard's been superb, Martial, Rashford. You've had some fantastic players and they've all played amazingly this season since Solskjaer has arrived. And I think that with us, the issue is we rely really heavily on Eden Hazard, and at the moment that's been figured out. And when he gets marked out of a game, he gets marked out of a game, and that really hinders us. As much as many people like to say he's not the best player out there, he's our best player. He's the person who really helps us get over the line, and it's an issue as well as a blessing on many occasions. But at the same time, you know, we when we come at you, if we're up for it, then we can give you a good game. Because the biggest issue with us as well is the fact that we kind of pick and choose when to turn up. I mean, obviously we lost to City in emphatic fashion. The same with Bournemouth. We lost to Leicester, but then at the same time we beat City at home 2-0. We beat Spurs in the second leg of the Cup. You know, we turn up when we really want to. And I think at the same time, if we really turn up against you guys, it could be an amazing game. I think that midfield battle is going to be really important. Jorginho, as much as I personally don't rate him, as much as there's a kind of a split amongst Chelsea fans about what he's like, and obviously playing Kante out of position. I mean, Kante at Leicester was a box-to-box as well as being someone who tackled. And the beauty of what he does is he wins the ball higher up the pitch now for when, you know, we need to go and press in and attack. Unfortunately, that does leave Jorginho uncovered, and he's about as useful as a chocolate teapot defensively. So basically, it's a case of if you get past Kante, you get past the team. It's pretty much you get straight at the defence, and that is again a bit of an issue. But you know, as a club, like I said, if we're up for it, we're up for it. I think Higuain, now having a centre forward, we're looking slightly better. Higuain makes some really intelligent runs. He's a good player, there's no doubt about it. I think one of his best traits is from what I've seen, is his snapshot finishing. You know, when he doesn't have to think about it, he kind of just takes the ball, looks up, shoots, and it's usually on target. And he's quite a presence up front. He's no Costa, he's no Drogba, but he's still quite a presence up front for Chelsea. You know, we're looking sharp, we're looking good, and when we want to be, obviously, like I said, and it really depends on what team turns up. In terms of the team who's probably going to be playing against you guys, it'll probably be Kepa in goal. Obviously, we've not had the best of 2019 so far defensively. We've conceded, or only Fulham have conceded more goals than us. We've conceded 13, they've conceded 15. I mean, obviously that City game kind of helped with those stats, but I mean that's life. Kepa's had a great season so far, 11 clean sheets in the Premier League. He's a very good goalkeeper, and to be honest, I think the biggest thing that's worthy of note for him is the fact that with such a heavy price tag he had, that £70 million, he hasn't really been spoken about, which is a good thing because it means he's doing his job. He's a great player. I think he's got some decent distribution, some great saves. I think to be honest, he's everything we wanted Courtois to be for us. Obviously, this is only 6 months in. Well, we can have the same conversation 2 years down the line. Obviously, he's currently Spain's #1 goalkeeper, and he's not as good as De Gea. I'm not going to say he is. He's a very, very good keeper. So he'll keep Kepa the keeper, or Rodney or Keith, whatever you want to call him, because he's got a really long second name, Adidawalaga, which is quite hard to say. So it'll be Kepa in goal. Marcos Alonso left back, like I said, he didn't travel to Malmo, he'll probably be the person playing there. Right back, it'll be Azpilicueta, which is going to be a big target for you guys. I mean, if you've got someone pacey on that left hand side, Azpilicueta is slowly getting found out defensively now, and that's proving to be an issue. especially against pacey wingers, where he used to be quite defensive in this style of play, the very possession-based style. He has to be higher up the pitch. He has to be aiding and abetting the attack, and that is something which he is. He's not as good at crossing as he used to be, but you know, he's better defensively. That's what he's always been known for. So when he's back, if someone's taking him on one-on-one, chances are he'll win it. If he's up the pitch and chasing back, he's never going to win it. He's finally looking like his legs are catching up to him as he's reaching that ripe old age of 30 as a footballer. So probably him at fullback, probably David Luiz and Rudiger as the two centre halves. They're saying they're going to be playing. Gianfranco Zola said in his pre-match press conference that we're going to be playing a very strong side. So that would be him, David Luiz and Rudiger as the two centre halves. You have Jorginho sitting just in front of them as a regista, apparently. And then you have Kante playing probably, and then there's talk that Loftus-Cheek is doing a fitness test on Monday, so if he's doing that fitness test and he passes, he says he'll be involved heavily, so he might be starting. So that'll be him or Mateo Kovacic, who's been playing really well. Ross Barkley's like the last 2 games on the bounce, so I can sincerely doubt it'll be him. And your front three will be Hazard, Higuain, and probably Pedro. Or Willian, depending on who. I think Pedro came off first, so it might be Pedro against you guys in the cup. And he does like a goal against you, so it could be interesting to see what happens there. We've got a record to go for here, so I'm hoping we go for it. Obviously, we could be the first team to knock you guys out of the cup in 5 consecutive attempts. So, I mean, obviously from my standpoint, fingers crossed, hope that happens. If not, may the best team win. You know, it's going to be a very interesting game of football. Let's see what happens. If we turn up, it'll be interesting. If not, you should walk all over us. We are not in the best of shape right now. But hopefully the Chelsea players really get their back up for the fans, because that's what's really important. And to be honest, this could be a season-defining game for the club and Maurizio Sarri's position. But I mean, that's by the by. We don't know what's going to happen. But on that, listen, thank you very much for having me. Make sure you subscribe to the hairdryer treatment. Obviously, there'll be a link down below for her socials and socials, and obviously 100% Chelsea, hopefully. Yeah, thank you for having me, and take care, and I'll see you later.
So there you have it. Chelsea fans are saying it's our tie to lose. I don't really see it that way, but I do see it as possibly a good time to play Chelsea, but it could also flip the other way where we're expecting a bounce back and they're going to come flying at us. So I think we've got to be really careful how we approach this one. But like I say, we've got to make the most of our chances, we've got to be clinical, and we've got to keep the ball, which means Lukaku, you've got to keep hold of it, son. If you're playing up there today, be relying on that. So yeah, injuries aside, I'm still expecting us to get a result tonight. I'm expecting us to have more than enough to push through against this Chelsea team who are struggling on confidence. Fans are getting on their backs, and I'm just praying for an upset at Stamford Bridge tonight. So come on, United. In terms of score predictions, I'm going to say 2-1 to United tonight. That's my prediction. Like I say, it will be close. I'm not expecting us to blow them away. It's going to be a tight one, but I think we're just going to nick it, and that's my prediction. 2-1 to United. Lukaku is going to score tonight. I can feel it, and I think Pogba is going to make amends for his red card, and he's going to get a goal tonight. So yeah, 2-1 is my prediction. Hazard will appear from nowhere. The invisible Hazard, who seems to show up whenever he's playing against United, I think he will grab a goal for Chelsea. But all in all, through to the next round, please. So there you have it, guys. That's our preview for the game. I want to say a massive thanks to Louis from 100% Chelsea for giving his predictions as well. I really do appreciate it. I will drop his socials in the bottom of this video, so make sure you go and follow him as well and give him credit where it's due. A really balanced viewpoint on the game. So looking forward to it. If you haven't already, do subscribe to Hairdryer's Treatment. Obviously, I appreciate all your support. Drop a like, drop a comment on the video, and let me know what your predictions are for the game. Take care, guys. Enjoy.